Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Just a quick little sidebar before we get into the video. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed recently and in general. If you are a long-time viewer, I appreciate you. If you're a new-time viewer, I appreciate you. I have 200 subscribers now. That's insane. I can't even believe 200 people think I'm interesting enough, to add to your fucking subscription list. That's insane. That's so crazy. Okay, sidebar over. This video is going to be about what is on my iPad, and we're basically going to be going through all the apps that I use as a student, as a college student specifically. I used an iPad when I was in high school, so I will say the transition from using it in high school to college was pretty easy to me. I kind of already knew how to use it, what I liked, what I didn't like, all that good stuff. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I use my iPad as a student and just what's on my iPad in general. So let's get into it. First things first, I want to talk about cases. So I have this case and then I have this case. So they're both a little beat up. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I used this one at first when I first got my iPad for a while because I wasn't using it. I was using my iPad a little bit differently before than I am now. Essentially, this case is one of those magnetic cases, so when you close it, it kind of shuts your screen off when you close it because of the magnet in here, which is really nice, I will say. And then this case also has a little section for you to put your Apple Pencil in. Unfortunately, it does not charge when you're putting it in that little area. Still love this case. The color is gorgeous. It did a really good job of protecting my iPad, so no complaints here. I love this thing. But I will say the one that I use right now and ever since is this one. This one is not only a case, but it's the keyboard, and thankfully my parents and my sister were gracious enough to get me this as part of my graduation gift along with the iPad back when I was graduating high school, and this has made it so much easier to be in college because written notes, I think I overthink writing and like my handwriting and then the spacing and how straight I'm writing and blah blah blah, and so I spend more time making my notes perfect written even if this was on paper, and sometimes I just don't have time for that. Professors go so fucking fast. All of a sudden it's like slide 1 and all of a sudden we're on slide 10 and I have like 3 words written down from those 10 slides. So as soon as the slides come up, I'm like, and then we can figure out how to make those pretty later. And I'm gonna get into that too. Don't worry. One thing at a time though. Just to let you guys know, this one's awesome, amazing, expensive, I will say. However, they do have keyboards on Amazon. There's actually one. I was like, if this bestie ever fails me one day, which obviously I hope it doesn't. It's actually lasted me, this about to be its 4th year, so. But I already know the next keyboard that I would want to get, and it would be the one on Amazon. I'll insert a picture right over here of it. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful. You've probably seen it on YouTube, you've seen it on TikTok. I recommend it. Everyone has loved it so far that I know of. Since we're also on the topic of accessories, we can't leave out the Apple Pencil. So just because you have an iPad doesn't mean you have to have an Apple Pencil, although I will say I use this a ton. And I will say with the keyboard accessory, I don't use it as much as I used to. I do use things like Procreate. I do written notes here and there. Sometimes the keyboard just doesn't do it for me. I need to write it down and just like just like have that satisfaction. So Apple Pencil is amazing. It also helps in so many other aspects as well. You can literally just use your iPad with the Apple Pencil. It's just a nice little tool. I have a case on it just to protect it against scratches and things like that. I do have replacement tips as well. You can even get like different sizes. I believe you can get those on Amazon, like based on like how fine you want the tip. I know Apple has like these standard ones that you could also buy replacements of. The case that I have on right now is just like this kind of like rubbery light pink. I don't even know if you guys can see it. Let me give you a little up close and personal view. It almost looks tan on camera, but it's because it's a very light baby pink. And now let's get into the beauty. So this is the iPad Pro. I actually don't even know what generation this is. I've tried to look it up like on settings when it tells you all your devices. It literally doesn't tell me. So is this the very first one? I don't know. Maybe. No, I don't think it is actually. It is massive. I'm trying not to have it reflect anything that's in front of me. So on here on my little mood board, we've got and then when you open up my iPad, you go to the first home screen. It's honestly nothing special, nothing crazy. None of my apps are decorated. You know what? I was just thinking, what if I screen record this whole process? Okay, we are officially screen recording. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. Anyway, for reference, none of my apps are pretty. I did not go and customize every app or every widget. The only thing that I have that's nice and cute is the background of my iPad. I've got some of the boring apps on here on this first page. I really don't use them except for, you know, the basic necessities. Moving on to the next screen, you can see that I have an app called Notability. Now, as a student, this is the #1 app that I use. So let's go into Notability. The first page looks a little something like this. I have a ton of notes in here. I have, if not all of my notes in here. This is where I take notes for class. This is where I kind of do all the school stuff. So I was looking through some of my notes and I wanted to show you guys a few examples. So going into, let's do my psych class that I took last semester. Here you can see I have everything labeled as much as I can label it. Obviously you can see up over here at the top. I wasn't sure if this was week 9, but I was like, week 9, I think, you know? And then I have this all typed out, but remember when I was like, I'm a perfectionist, I like everything to look so pretty? I found that on Notability you can either import these things or you can take them from Notability itself. These little like templates almost. So this little bow teddy bear template makes it so that my notes look really pretty. It looks like I'm writing in this cute little stationery kind of thing, you know? Another example that I'm going to show you guys is from my women's lit class. Now this would be an example of me using my Apple Pencil and actually going in and writing my own notes. Again, I am using this like kind of stationery template again to make everything look pretty already, but I was writing all of my notes in here as well. And then as you can see, I'm clicking those notes from certain little folders. So I make a folder for each class. On here you can see I have a social media strategy, history of fashion, intro to psych, women's lit, yoga, and then my L'Oreal competition class. So those were all the classes that I took last semester. I have to update it for this semester soon enough, but we will get to that another time. So that is Notability. I love it so much. And I was talking to you guys about those little templates. Let me see if I can find them. Okay, so this is the little templates. So they give you some from the gallery, that's what they call it. It's essentially what people upload to Notability of like templates that other people can use that they have made on their own. So as you can see, there's like calendars, weekly planners, and then you can also do stickers. I'm really not good at that stuff on Notability. I haven't quite figured out the stickers yet, but when I do, I'll be unstoppable, okay? I'm gonna add stickers to fucking everything, okay? And then you can also make your own. So you can go right over here where the little heart is into my templates. The top ones are the ones that I've downloaded from other people. And then the custom templates are ones that I have uploaded myself. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I took these all off of Pinterest. I don't use them for commercial use, so I literally make no money, no profit off of anything. And they're on Pinterest, so I was able to download basically the photo of it and then import it into Notability and then create it as a template. So if you guys ever need a tutorial on any of that, let me know. I can totally let you guys know how I did that. But for now, this is just me showing you guys the templates that I have created for myself and have worked the best for me so far. I love them. It's a lot of trial and error, seeing like which ones I love the most, or like what kind, what size, and with lines, without lines, you know, all that sort of stuff. Aside from Notability, we also have Sketchbook, which I occasionally use to do like art stuff. Please, girl, I'm crying. What in the hell? Let's not save. That's funny. Bloopers. Which I also have used for projects. As you can see, I have like fabric samples, design samples, a floor plan layout, some collages, you know, a thumbnail, some more collages. I use this for school and then obviously personal use. So if you ever want a good art app, I love Sketchbook. Pinterest, I love Pinterest. I just essentially visually plan my life on there, as anybody who's ever used Pinterest knows. I've got my Gmail, my Outlook. That's the one that we use for my school account, so I have to keep that one on here. That is how I know literally what is happening in school. My Kindle app, I honestly only have that because I am a personal lover of e-textbooks, so if I can get it as an ebook, I will. If I can't, that is so sad. I hate that. Last semester, I don't think I was able to get a single ebook and I was depressed, but it's okay. It's okay. However, I prefer ebooks, so I have apps like Kindle, Yuzu, I think that might be it. Oh no, and Cengage, right? Or Cengage might have been a math thing. I don't remember. There's some apps on here that I only use specifically because I needed it for a certain subject or something. I don't remember. But Cengage might be another ebook access app, whatever. And then we go to Canvas. Use my school's website. Right now I have none of my classes loaded on here because we are not starting anytime soon. So everything is empty on here, but usually we have like a to-do list, the notifications, inbox, all that good stuff. I have Google Docs. This obviously I use for essays. Honestly, mostly essays. I have a ton of essays on here. I even have my I even have a little template of one of my cover letters on here. Funny, funny. I have the Creative Cloud, which through my school and being a student, I have access to a Creative Cloud account, which also gives me access to apps such as Adobe Express, Photoshop, Illustrator, Acrobat Reader, all of those wonderful, beautiful things. And as I just said, we have Photoshop, Illustrator on here. I've used Photoshop and Illustrator for projects in school. As you can see, I have a few things saved on here. And then I also have some projects on here, such as like, again, floor plans and flats. Google Slides, I really do not use it at all. Only if I'm in a group project and nobody knows how to use Canva, which we will get to in a second. I have PowerPoints only honestly for the slides that they show in school. A lot of my professors use PowerPoint to upload all of that, so usually if I want to like see it, it'll take me to PowerPoint, so I had to download it just to make things easier. Anywho, we do have Canva. Canva is my lord and fucking savior. If you want a presentation to look beautiful, professional, pretty, you need Canva. You need Canva. It is so easy. It's so easy. As soon as you get the hang of it, it is so easy. For like 2 seconds I was a hater because the text box, I had trouble with it at first, but then I figured it out and it's no big deal. I was being dramatic, if I'm being honest. As you can see, I have a ton of projects on here. I even have my Christmas wish list on here, which is hilarious. And then I have Microsoft 365 which at first I didn't remember why I have this, but I literally think it's just for the Excel worksheets that I have on here, and I use that for my merchandising class. Next up, we have paper, which I actually have never used yet. I forgot, why did I get this? I think this is the one where you can make like little journals, and I love that kind of concept. I haven't gotten a chance to actually use it. If anybody has, let me know if you like it. I've been meaning to, I just haven't gotten a chance. Next up, we have iMovie, which, girl, the beef I have with Apple. I thought my iPad would qualify for having Final Cut Pro, and it doesn't. I've never been so upset. So I can only use it on my laptop, which is no big deal. I can still use Final Cut Pro. But sometimes I will do rough cuts on my iPad because I usually import everything onto here first. I'll do rough cuts on iMovie and then kind of do my like real nitty-gritty editing in Final Cut Pro. Next we have Pic Collage, which I cannot tell you how fucking useful Pic Collage is. It's oddly enough. I have used this to make a lot of mock-ups because they have a really nice tool of being able to like kind of make an object with a transparent background, which is so useful. As you can see as I'm scrolling, I have been able to make so many edits that you can also make on Photoshop, but if you want something like quick and easy, this is so user-friendly. And if you don't know how to work Photoshop, this is so user-friendly. And then of course we have Procreate. I have recently made a lot of edits for my last video, so as you can see those are up top. I use this a lot for not only YouTube but then also mock-ups as well for school, or I've helped my sister with some projects as well. But a lot of video editing. I've been getting really good at Procreate and video editing, so. And then we have the app for my camera. So this app essentially connects to my camera and helps me import everything from my camera to my device. Notion is another big one that I use for school specifically. I just started using Notion this summer. It was something that I really wanted to dedicate myself to. So if you still have like a little bit before school starts, or maybe because it's only the beginning of the year, you have a little bit of time on your hands, figure out Notion. And it'll make your life so easy. For example, I used a base template somebody else uploaded for free online, and then I made it my own. I like literally would tear apart basically everything that they did and like put in images that I wanted to see, pictures I wanted, colors I wanted, but because the template existed, I was able to see like what I had accessible to me and how I could make it pretty. As you can see on here, I have a little weekly planner, and then I can always add like a new task. It'll be like to-do day, the status of it, is it complete, when is it due. I have my fashion major audit classes on here, so when you go on here you can see what classes I'm taking this semester versus the classes that I will be taking in my last semester. So not started versus in progress. I have quick links on here, so I have my YouTube and then Cami Studio, which is also some of my YouTube stuff, but then like just in general, that's like my creative hub page that I have on Notion. And then I have Claro on repeat because I love Claro. Another Notion page that I use very frequently, and I will be using very frequently during the school year, is Daily. So this is like my daily tasks. I have on here slay, 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 slay. I also have two subpages, which is summer and Arizona trip, so I will be sharing those at another time. But I have like my reminders in general, which is like my Duolingo reminder, which I haven't done in so long. Don't come at me. Cleaning, because I'm always fucking cleaning. And then my to-do list. So this is where I write like, you know, do unit 1 assignment. And then you can choose whether or not you can click on it and it checks off. And then then I have like notes for me, so if I need to like remember something, then like, oh girl, don't forget to do this, but like it's not something that I have to do, just like have to remember, I write it on here. And academic wise, that's my Notion. Then I have like 2 apps, you know, that definitely not school related. I have Pocket Camp and then Sims Free Play, which I actually haven't visited any of those since I downloaded them, to be quite honest. And then of course we have Quizlet, which I used the hell out of when I was in my Evolution of Sex class. I basically did like quiz 1, quiz 2, the midterm, quiz 3, the final, and as you can see, I had a variety of terms that I had to remember. This was probably the most hefty one. If you guys want a little cheat sheet, if you're ever doing this kind of stuff, here you go. It was a lot to remember, and Quizlet was my lifesaver. Oh, okay, Bookshelf. This was another one of the library apps essentially that I had to download to get an e-textbook. I have Disney Plus on here, which I haven't even watched anything on Disney Plus on here, to be totally honest. I have Handshake, which is my school's, or well, it's not owned by my school, but my school uses it a lot for like internship opportunities or in-school work study opportunities, jobs in general. Like companies can post not listings, what am I saying, like career opportunities on here. So this is like specifically what my school uses to kind of tell us like what opportunities are in the area. I have Room Arranger, another helpful tool that's like similar to SketchUp. I used it in a visual merchandising class. I have Canopy, which is what my school uses for their movie library. I had to watch a movie for a class and then write about it. I have Adobe Express, which I honestly do not remember why I have that on here. I have my YouTube Studio, which I use minimally on my iPad, more so on my laptop, but I use it on my iPad for like very basic tools. I have my Google Drive on here for obvious reasons. I have Prime Video. Me and my cousin used to watch, we did like, you know, like a little showing party for the Summer I Turned Pretty. I have Excel, you know, for my little Excel spreadsheets that I had to do for my merchandising class that I was telling you guys about before. I have Zoom, of course, because we live in an era of, you know, a pandemic. I have the Starbucks app for a funny reason. My phone was like on the verge of dying and I was like, I need Starbucks. Like, I need it. So I was literally gonna pay with my big ass iPad. And that is it, you guys. That is everything that I use for my iPad. An honorable mention that I will include in this video. So I know a lot of people like to use their iPad for planners, and I did at one point. Again, you can kind of use Notability's templates to do like a weekly agenda, and you can put it over here and like write in everything that I needed. So I only started doing this if I needed to write something quickly for class, or no, while I was in class for class. And I just didn't have my planner on me. So essentially that's what I would start doing. I tried to do a little calendar. As you can see, I never filled it out. It's just really pretty. Maybe I'll use it again in February, who knows. But I have a lot of templates that essentially kind of help me with planning, but I don't use them very often because I'm a true physical planner. I love physical planning. I do everything in here. I love filling out my planner, making it pretty, making it beautiful. And then this is also kind of a nice little break for my eyes away from a screen. And to be very honest, it's very therapeutic to kind of plan out my week, plan out my month, and then like make it all pretty with like stickers and different colored pens and highlighters and all of that. So this one's honestly really nice during the school year, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't use it very much outside of the school year. I've been using Notion way more for that kind of stuff. So I'm curious to see how I will be during the school year with a physical planner and Notion, because I've never had the two at the same time because I never knew how Notion worked before. And that is all for today, guys. Obviously today's focus was just on the iPad, so get excited for more videos. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.